Hello, and welcome to Core. One of the most important parts of chatbots is getting them to understand natural human language and nuances of the English language and many other languages. The Core platform is equipped with a machine learning engine that creates a natural connection through communication with the user on the other side of the bot. As an example, we're going to be testing and adding training to a banking bot. First, go to the left menu bar and click Natural Language. This will bring up our different engines. There are two different types of natural language engines used in our chatbot platform, the machine learning model and the fundamental meaning model. The machine learning model consists of various utterances that the developer will create. The bot will then use these to understand language from other users. Utterances at their most basic form are different ways to trigger the same intent. Here's a quick example. Go to the top and pick Make Payment. This is the intent that we're going to train. Now let's put one quick utterance in, such as, I need to pay a bill. And just like that, you've started the NLP training. Now on the other hand, we have the fundamental meaning model, which uses synonyms and patterns to understand the user. Synonyms are used to understand single words, such as pay and balance. For the word pay, you could create a synonym like spend. For the word balance, you could create a synonym like bill. Both of these words will now be used by the bot to understand users even more. Patterns are used to understand various intents inside of a user's utterance. You can use an asterisk to signify where the value is in the utterance. If I had an entity inside the Make a Payment dialog that asks how much would you like to pay, a pattern could be pay asterisk dollars. There are visual models inside of the bot builder to assist you when it comes to natural language. The machine learning model is where you can see which utterances coincide with other intents and which are completely unique to the intents. This example model is empty now, but it will populate itself as you add more utterances. Inside the Test and Train tab, you will have the ability to try out some utterances and see if the utterances are understood by the bot, and even why certain utterances are understood. This is called the score analysis. If you were to type an utterance in the Test and Train, like, I need to pay a bill, we can take a look at the machine learning model analysis, which includes all the training from the utterances you added. This will give you a simple score of which intent was recognized and how it scored. On the other hand, there is the fundamental meaning model, which takes into account the synonyms and patterns that you add into the bot builder. Under this analysis, you will be able to see how each word matched up against the engine and why it didn't work for other intents. Let's try out a phrase that we didn't use in the utterances, such as, get my balance. Note how the fundamental meaning model was the only one that gave this phrase a score. That's because we don't have any utterances for get account balance. The natural language relied heavily on the fundamental meaning because there was a synonym for it. When a certain phrase fails, a good first step to take is to use the Test and Train tab and do a quick analysis of it. Figuring out whether it failed under fundamental meaning or machine learning will give you a better sense of how to go about fixing the failure. If it is failing under machine learning, consider adding that exact phrase as an utterance and try retesting it. If it is failing under fundamental meaning, check whether or not there are certain synonyms that could be causing intent overlapping in the synonym list. If there aren't any overlaps, try adding some of the words from your initial utterance into the synonym list. To make sure your natural language is working correctly, run a batch test. Batch tests take all of the utterances you added to the bot and run them against the intents to see if they are matching up to each intent successfully. This will give you a better idea of whether or not the utterances you've added are recognized as correct by the natural language engine, and if there are any discrepancies in the utterances you've added.